Permitted to fly over your heads into the show. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your eyes to the sky and welcome here this afternoon to the 2014 Blades Aerobatic Display Team. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Blades. So the Blades have arrived in Manta formation. We have Blades 1 and 4 in the middle, Blades 2 and 3 on the outside as they go over the top for the Manta Loop. Now as the Blades fly away from us, they're switching formation, so they're into card formation here. We're going to pull up into the vertical. 2 of the team will fly stall turns away from each other, and 2 are going to fly a pushover for the next manoeuvre of the display. This one's called the Champagne Fountain. Now the Blades are going to fly directly back towards us for this next manoeuvre. They're actually using us as the reference point, so they're looking right at us. The 2 Blades in the middle are going to cross just a few feet apart. The others are going to pull 7 G as they pull away. This is the crossfire break. Now it's the 2 lowest Blades on the left and right hand side that you want to keep your eyes on now. This is Blades 2 and 3. They're each trying a series of snap rolls. They're going to end up upside down, pushing negative G as they come round, getting ready to fly down the display line directly towards one another. Now, they're flying at full speed, so it's a combined closing speed of more than 400 miles an hour. This is the 1v1 cross. Now, to complete that manoeuvre, Blades 2 and 3 are going to fly around the back of the circle and cross at the back. They're going to leave the way clear for Blades 1 and 4, who are running in from the left and right hand side. They've each flown an aileron roll, and this next manoeuvre is another of our new ones. They're going to pull into the vertical, crossing as they do so for the pair's tail slide. Showing off the incredible capabilities of the action there, Blades 1 and 4, close the throttle, let the power die before powering up to fly away again. Now this is Blade 4 flying over to the left. He's our solo display pilot. He's pushing -5 G as he goes for his outside loop there, so the blood was rushing to his head, straight into positive G here as he snap rolls back down towards the water. Now Andy's a lovely guy, but once he's inside the cockpit, aircraft into an upwards going spin in a manoeuvre that is called the Launchovac. It's a Czechoslovakian word which translates to headache. As Andy finishes his Launchovac, I'm sure you can appreciate why it's got that name. Now Andy will be back a bit later on for some more solo display flying, but in the meantime, running in from the left, we've got Blades 1, 2 and 3. They're going to demonstrate the roll capability of the extra in the twinkle rolls. Now, the extra is built with ailerons that span the entire length of the wing. It gives the aircraft a roll capability of 420 degrees in less than a second. Feels incredibly fast once you're inside. Now Andy's just flown a lag pursuit join there. He's going to rejoin the formation at the back. So the Blades are in box formation here. There is about 12 feet from wingtip to wingtip, so they are pretty close. They're going to fly over the top for a formation loop. Something you might not know about the Blades, we hold the Guinness World Record for flying the most number of consecutive formation loops. Showing you how it's done, they've gone over the top there. And they're going to get ready for their next manoeuvre, which is a great one for the camera, so make sure you've got them ready. They're going to come right round in front of us, showing off the underneath of the aircraft in the box bend.
Just put your legs over.
Now Andy Evans has shimmied out to the right there to get into line abreast formation. The team leader is the second Blade that you can see from the left. He's looking forward. Everybody else is looking left and right into his cockpit as they prepare for this next manoeuvre. It's our signature manoeuvre. We're the only display team in the world that does this one. It's the most difficult of the display to fly, and it is called the Hammerhead. Now, as the blades fly back towards us, they're moving into line of stern formation. We dedicate this next manoeuvre to the brave few who fought in the Battle of Britain. One after the other, they're going to go over the top for the Spitfire roll. So leading the team here today, we have Blade 1 Mark Cutmore. As I said earlier, Cutty was our solo display pilot before taking over as leader at the start of 2012. Now, this next manoeuvre is our most photographed manoeuvre. We're going to have Andy Evans upside down at the back. Everybody else is doing what we call putting in a boot full of rudder. They're going to hold that all the way down the display line. This is how the blades do crazy flying. So as I said earlier, if you are watching and wondering what it feels like to do that, then please do check out our website. We would love to take you flying. We fly all sorts of people. We've done quite a lot of TV work, so it may be the only thing that you can do that you can say that you've had in common with Anton Deck and Buzz Aldrin, who we took flying last year. It was a very exciting experience, and we took him to do some manoeuvres that he'd never actually done before in an aeroplane, which was pretty exciting. Now, the blades are going to pull up at half-second intervals and go over the top here for the snake. Now, the Extra that we fly is not a particularly big aircraft. It has a 24-foot wingspan. But the blades are going to go over the top and use the smoke for our big air manoeuvre to create the whirlpool. Flying in the Blade 2 position today, we have Chris Carter. Chris was a Jaguar pilot in the Air Force. As I said, he shares that position with two other pilots. He shares it with Andy Offer, one of the founding directors of 2XL, and with Miles Garland, who is a former team leader. Andy and Miles were Harrier pilots in the Air Force. As well as flying for the Blades, Chris also flies for Virgin Atlantic. Now we're moving into the second half of the display now. Cutty is going to call to split the team in two for the Blades fan break. Now blades 2 and 3 on the left and right hand side are pulling up for some synchronised spinning. It's the blade on the left who called the manoeuvre. The blade on the right copies what he hears on the radio. And in the meantime, we've got blades 1 and 4 who've just started climbing high into the sky. They're going to stall their aircraft towards each other and cross in the beak-to-beak cross. Now, an incredible thing about the Extra is that it flies upside down in exactly the same way as it does when it's the right way around. And showing that off, Blade 1 has just turned inverted there, flying alongside his Blade's teammate. Blade 1's going to push negative G as Blade 4 next to him pulls positive G into the vertical. They're going to control the aircraft on the rudder pedals to stall away from each other in the mirror stall split. Blades 1 and 4 are each going to fly half a loop, and they're going to roll out when they get to the top, and they're going to use the propeller on the front of the aircraft as a giant gyroscope to throw the tail over the front of the engine in the twin tumbles. Now this is Blades 2 and 3. They're going to fly the 1v1 split. get themselves ready to come back towards each other down the display line. Blade 3 is Ian Smith, otherwise known as Smithy. Smithy is the newest member of the team. He joined us at the start of 2013. He started off as a Chinook pilot before converting to the Jaguar Force. His last job in the RAF was as the officer commanding for the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, where he flew the Spitfire. Now, as Blades 2 and 3 fly away from each other, they're going to fly a series of snap rolls. We're going to leave the way clear for Blades 1 and 4 to do a little bit more power work. It's a beautiful day today, so they're going to climb to about 2,500 feet. They're going to put the aircraft onto its side. They're going to use combined rudder input and control stick input to flick the tail around as they make their way down towards the water in the double knife edge dive. So this is Andy Evans, our solo display pilot, with his second solo display routine. Andy was a Jaguar pilot. He was in the Red Arrows for 3 years, and he was the first member of the Red Arrows to be chosen to go back and manage the team as Red 10. As he finishes the centrifuge there, Andy's doing a little knife slide down towards the water. He has a slightly more powerful version of the Extra. He flies the Extra 330. To demonstrate that power, he's going to get as close as you can to almost hovering this kind of aircraft. He's putting it into an upwards going spin. He's going to lose his speed, and he's actually going to fall backwards through his own smoke before he lets the weight of the engine at the front pull him out of the dive. Blades 1, 2 and 3. He's going to fly directly towards all 3 of them, pulling up underneath Blade 1 smoke for the goose manoeuvre as Blades 2 and 3 barrel roll around Blade 1 smoke, bringing it right round in front of us for the Gatling. Now we are nearing the end of the display here this afternoon. We have just one manoeuvre left to go. But I hope that you've enjoyed watching the Blades so far. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here. As I said, if you've taken any photos, we would love to see them. We're on Twitter and we're on Facebook, so make sure you look at the Blades team. We'd love to hear from you as we complete our 2014 display season. Our last manoeuvre, the Blades are going to fly directly back towards us. They'll be looking right at us, so make sure you give them all a wave. This is the manoeuvre. It is my favourite. There is going to be 10G in every single cockpit for this one. The Blades are all going to brake simultaneously right in front of one another during the Blades break. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 2014 Blades display team. We hope you've enjoyed watching. It's been a fantastic day to display. On behalf of Blades 1, 2, 3,